Hey there, welcome to the Lemurian Collective. I'm Lisa Kay. I'm an intuitive counselor and energy practitioner. And today I'm going to be looking at the energies related to the collective around what's happening in January 2025 and your relationship with money, which is an easy way of also talking about, or I should say, a more concrete way of also talking about just the energy of abundance in general. We usually focus on money as a symbol of abundance. Certainly, there's much more to it than that. But let's look ahead. For those that don't know me, I tune into the energies related to the collective. So if you're someone who relates to terminology like light workers, star seed, Pleiadians, star seed, there may be messages here for you. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and just dive in. Let's take a look at just the baseline energy for January 2025 around finances, money, abundance. Funny, the energy is like moving, but it's kind of trickling in. And I wonder if that'll be similar for some of you this year or this January, if like there's money coming, but it's trickling in. It's not coming in fast enough. I see for some of you actually that already that commonly this time of year, right? You get money back on your tax return. So I see some of you getting money and using that towards something else, like investing in yourself in some way. This might be investing in a new path of learning, either for your current career or for something new that you're dabbling in that could end up being lucrative later. So like a good return on your investment. There's a lot of energy here. Let me go ahead and tune into the cards and then we'll see what else unfolds. So I'm going to show you each of the cards and then we'll look at the energy. So we have the energy of empowerment, lighten your load. We do have the energy of prosperity, which is a nice affirmation of in this space. And we have new beginnings. It's this new beginnings energy that I think I was tuning into right at the start here, where I was talking about, having some kind of resource that comes in that it may be, it feels like, even if it's expected, it feels like a nice boost. So this, again, could be a tax refund. It could be a bonus from work. It could be a gift from a family member, a small inheritance. I don't feel like that's going to resonate for most of you, but it's some kind of like influx of money that it's not part of your normal every day, every month routine. So it's something specific to this month in January. And again, I feel like this money can be something that you turn around and invest in something for yourself. So whether that's a course of learning or just self-investment, like some way that you're investing in yourself. I'm seeing like things like books, maybe purchasing a series of books about something in particular. That seems very unique to somebody here. But it's it's on a very particular subject matter. Yeah, basically that. And let's see what else here is coming through. New beginnings. For some of you, there may be something, even if the money doesn't come forward in the month of January, there may be something that is in the works that's coming later, because I'm really seeing this influx of finances, like a large influx of finances. This could also represent something, for example, like receiving a grant or a student loan or a bank loan for a significant purchase. It could be like the growth of a business. I do see this very much related to like growth and development. And if you haven't already, you might check out the career reading for January 2025. That's part of this series. it talks a little bit about those opportunities as well. Let's see if there's anything else here. The other message that's coming through here for this energy is also, it is primarily about self-investment. So whether you're investing into something like a path of learning or something like that, this is also about getting more practical about putting your money aside, like creating a savings plan that you might start now, but it will really pay off down the road at a later time. We have the energy of lighten your load. Give me a moment to really look at this. There's a couple different things coming through here. My hesitation on this energy is that it feels just a little bit conflicting to this, and I'm not sure if this is a message, like a separate message for somebody else, or if it's just more, kind of the global energy. But there's something here about being a little bit more cautious about, they're telling me like offloading. I don't know what this means. It feels like something related to the stock market. I don't know if any of you dabble in the stock market. I'm not sure. It's not something I'm very familiar with. But it feels like in the month of January, there's kind of a wash. Like you might be excited to invest in something, like, again, in the stock market. It's kind of surprising. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but investing in something that looks like it's going to be a big payoff, and then it's not really. And so it's kind of a wash. So it's kind of more of an exercise of, put money in, take money out, no real big gain. Very interesting energy. There's something else here too about this could be related to something more global. Like we might learn about news related to a large company either going bankrupt or like, quote unquote, dumping its stocks. Take it as it resonates, leave the rest behind. This energy of empowerment. I feel like this is for the majority of you. I feel like most of my viewers are female, and this energy is really around tuning into that divine feminine rhythm. And as women, and as women who are intuitive, and as women who are kind of learning at this time of our lives to be more connected and more tuned into the energies around us, like there's so much power and empowerment that we have available to us. And I feel like this energy is about essentially riding the wave of prosperity or abundance in a way that works for you. This is on the less practical side. The practical side would be like, investing, creating a savings plan, like minding your budget, making sure you're not spending too much, that kind of thing. This energy is more on the other side, like around manifesting, around learning to clear our beliefs and blocks around, what interferes with our ability to access wealth. And beyond wealth, they're also telling me, like in the month of January, one of the main focus areas is really around security versus wealth. Sometimes we conflate those two things and we think, oh, if I have a lot of wealth, I'm going to have a lot of security. But for many of us who've been around a little while and have, had varying degrees of financial security or financial well-being, and everything in between, you realize that it's all really just a story. I mean, you could have a lot of wealth and spend as much as you make and still feel really insecure, right? So some of the energy for the month of January is really encouraging us to find that inner place of security. with whatever we have. So one way that I like to play with this energy is to whatever I have, wherever I'm at in any given month, whatever my resources happen to be, I'm always grateful. If it's $100, if it's $1,000, I'm always grateful. Thank you for the resources that I have right here and now. And invariably, it pretty much never fails that I always have exactly what I need. And I understand that framework is not tapping into, this next energy, which is prosperity, and we'll get to that in a second. But this framework is more about really grounding the energy, being in a state of gratitude, as an actual methodology for improving your financial well-being. This is about improving our relationship with finances, with security, with abundance, etc. We also have this energy of prosperity. I feel like for some of you, this energy, there's some of you that are tuning into this channel that I'm picking up on that are like, you're already like master manifestors. You're people who, probably engage in ceremony, you engage in ritual, you have kind of a series of things that you do pretty regularly or routinely around attracting abundance. And for the most part, you find your lives pretty financially sound and stable, and not without some amount of effort. Like you've had to change a lot of things to get there, and maneuver your life to be on that path and to be more responsible or whatever. So I feel like this energy is for those of you in that space. You may be someone who already has your own business, who's already pretty secure in this way. What I'm hearing is actually you could be teaching other people and receiving some financial compensation for teaching other people how to begin to manifest abundance in their lives, how to clear that energy. So that's really cool. So I wanted that, those are kind of more the global energies, looking at January, these kind of more broad overarching. So let's look here at like what's in the way of you receiving the resources that you feel like you need and want at this time. Oh, wow. Okay. I want to start with the energy of talent. How I read this energy is that some of you, there's this incredible frustration that's occurring for some of you. It's like you're trying to find new ways to generate income through different avenues, through different paths, and it's creating a lot of frustration for you. So this barrier is the belief that I have a gift, I have a talent, and because it's a spiritual gift and a spiritual talent, I should be able to just manifest money out of it, right? Just like that. It should support me. So the energy there is a belief that it should support me, which is actually steeped in kind of an energy of resistance, rather than an energy of flow. So I would invite you to look at that for yourself if that resonates. Are you in an energy of resistance when it comes to how you use your talents and your gifts to support you financially? For some of you, kind of in a different camp here, but for some of you, this is also an energy of like, I work so like, for those of you that are working like in a corporate job, you work for a company, you make a living, maybe you make even a decent living, but you can't quite ever get ahead. And it's starting to generate a level of resentment about all this time I give to this company and all this energy that I put into my job, and I'm still not making what I want to be making. So the energy involved in that is similar to the other energy. It's a kind of resistance, it's a kind of resentment. And you want to, I'm going to invite you to become aware of that as well. If that's true for you, you can start working on clearing that energy, because it's actually creating some obstacles for you to be able to see the next step or to move upward. In essence, it's like a form of negativity that's kind of holding you back, and holding you back in a way where you may otherwise get a promotion, but because you have that energy in your space, you're not attracting that to you. There was one more piece here that floated up. It was related to this. We'll see if it comes back in the rest of the reading, but very interesting energy. We also have this energy of passion. I always see this card as like the energy of this card is like a double-edged sword. It's like you need passion, you need fire, you need action to make things happen. But if you're not balanced in that passion, it's like you burn. And so I feel like for some of you, they're showing me this is more around, I'm not going to say compulsive spending, but I'm going to say impulsive spending. So not necessarily that this is a pervasive habit or issue, but at this particular time, January 2025, they're asking you, the energy is kind of indicating here that it's important to be mindful about where you might be impulsively spending money. As an example, you might be trying to save for a new car, let's say, and throughout the next year, you're going to put money away to save for that new car. But every month you find a new pair of shoes. And so you invest in these new pair of shoes, and it keeps you from, at the end of the year, it keeps you from having all the money that you need to put down on the new car. So it's that kind of energy, like being mindful about your spending habits, I guess, is a really easy way of saying that, right? Okay. We also have this energy of closure. This energy occurs to me in a couple ways. One, I'm seeing this, some of you are, how would I say, like you're waiting for that influx of money. Remember at the beginning of the reading, I talked about there's an influx of money coming. Some of you may know about this influx. For example, it could be a large payout, a gift from a family member, an inheritance, something to that effect. And you're so focused on that payout that you're not paying enough attention to what's happening today. So even though you're waiting for this payout, you can still be improving your savings plan. I know, very, very practical stuff, right? But energetically, this is what's coming forward. So you could still be improving, pardon me, how you're budgeting, how you're spending money, being less impulsive, while you're waiting for this other money to arrive. Part of what I see there, it goes back to this energy of empowerment. Part of what I see there is that you're even though you have this larger sum of money coming, like you're able to start building in the skills of planning ahead and changing your relationship with money and resources. And it's through that change that at a later time, even more resources can be drawn to you. And then finally, we have this energy of transformation. This feels to me like a little bit of the theme that was coming up at the beginning of the reading, investing. Being intentional about how you invest, not just your money, but your time, your energy, how you invest, what you're investing in. Is what you're investing in something that's going to pay you back at some point? A good example of this is the educational path, like finding a course of learning of some kind. And maybe that particular path, at the end of that, you get a certificate and you can charge more for your services, or you can start providing a new service or something like that, where it's an investment in yourself. This is an energy of expansion. How do you turn $1 into $100? And I'm not talking about gambling, and I'm not talking about stock market, although that did come up earlier for whoever of you that might resonate for. But this is more of an energy of like discerning the right investment for where you want to go, for what you want to have returned to you. So if you want to have a car, you have to be committed to putting the money away for the car and not impulsively buying shoes. If you want to expand your career capabilities and your revenue based on the work that you do, then you have to invest accordingly. So that's how I'm seeing this energy. Let's see if there's anything else that comes through here around this. Any final messages, Spirit, for the collective? Any final messages for the collective? Oh, interesting. Okay. So some of this energy is crossing over a little bit. I don't remember if I already said this, but if you haven't seen the career reading for January 2025, you might have some interest in that. There are some overlapping energies here. So we have this energy of psychic abilities. What they're telling me is like you want to start to use your intuition in terms of where you invest time, money, energy, creating abundance. This is a continuation of getting more intentional, but utilizing your abilities to be more intentional, right? The other thing that this is talking about for those of you that are interested in creating, providing services that are more in the intuitive space, in the healing space, that this is a good time to start investing in building out either your skills or starting your business. And again, that came up in the career reading in a little more detail. And then not too ironically, we have this final energy of financial health. I would say overall, for most of you in the month of January 2025, most of you are going to be experiencing pretty much stability with your finances. It's going to be, pretty stable. As I said, some of you will be getting an influx of money. That's kind of a separate thing. This is more of an overarching energy of stability. I'm not getting anything too intense about like if you are someone who invests or has stocks or bonds or an investment account. I'm just seeing that staying fairly steady through January. Even if it goes up, it's going to come back down. Like no big gains, no big losses during this time. Yeah. Anything else? We have this energy of dreams. I feel like some of you are daydreaming about how whatever you're cultivating in your life today, whether that's like a career change or maybe it's even related to like starting a new business or a partnership. It could even be related to a romantic partnership or I'm even seeing for some of you like a business partnership with a friend or a family member. And the energy is like, these are your dreams. These are things that you've been thinking about and daydreaming about. And you're wondering, can this dream actually bring me the resources that I'm hoping for? Let's ask. For those that resonates for, let's just ask. Will this dream we have the energy of blessings. So what I see in that is if not to be cliche about it, but basically if you follow your excitement, you follow your bliss, whatever you want to call it, if you're following that inner prompting toward the thing that really draws you and excites you, like you have a good likelihood of having success in that. Now, this energy does not say you're going to have great prosperity and be able to make a ton of money and all of that. That's not what this is. What this is telling me is that when you're on that path, it's almost like you discover that you need less than you realized, and you're able to make enough to actually meet your needs. So this is an energy of contentment. It's an energy of I have everything I need. I have just the right amount. It goes back to what I was talking about before about, you know, having gratitude for exactly what you have right now. And I love to think of this idea. This is energy work, by the way. It's energy work when we sit in gratitude. It's a form of energy work. It's a way of changing the vibration or the frequency of our thoughts and then into our experience. And if I say today I have 100, let's say I have $100 in my bank account. I wish I had like 1,000, but I only have 100. And I'm able to be in gratitude for exactly what I have today and know that all of my expenses will be covered today. Then there's something that happens in the energy around that. And somehow then the end of the month comes and I'm like, wow, I didn't even spend $100. I didn't even need to. I became resourceful in other ways. I was able to put a little money into my bank account or into my gas tank and buy a few groceries. But then the end of the month came and I had $50 left over. That's true wealth in my mind. That's true wealth versus like I have $1 million in the bank, but I have, all this debt and I have all this stress and all this strain. So I'm just going to leave you with that thought and offer that in this time period, whatever you're navigating financially or with regard to abundance and prosperity in your life, practice that as an energy work and see how that goes for you. And you might even want to document it. You might even want to write it down and say, 30 days of gratitude for what I have today. I have groceries in the house. I have gas in my car. I have $50 in the bank, whatever it is, and see if that shifts anything for you. And with that, my friends, I will wish you a wonderful day and a happy new year. And if anything resonated in this message for you today, wonderful. And feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if not, that's okay too. If you want more information about me or the work that I do, you're welcome to check out more information in the description box below. And thank you once again for being here. Until next time.